I will ask you 7 questions. Where are you from?
I'm from England originally, but
Mm-hmm.
I have lived in California for 30 years.
30 years?
Yeah.
When did you start teaching in Woodbury?
I started teaching as an adjunct in the 1990s, and then I began full-time here in 2003 or four. Yes.
Okay. After students finish entire course in this major to get a job or continue to study?
Okay. Mostly students in fashion design try to get a job. Sometimes we had a student last year who went on to do a master's and MFA in theatre costume. Sometimes students work for a couple of years and then they decide they want to get further education. But mostly they go to work.
Yeah. What kinds of job we can do after we graduate from Woodbury?
Many different kinds. Many of you think you just want to be fashion designers. But there are other jobs in the fashion industry, and sometimes there are jobs in the costume or entertainment industry. Some of you end up designing uniforms, for example, is a very big industry. Or you become a costumer and you help on productions or for commercials. Or you might get involved in PR in the fashion. You know what PR is? Public relations. PR stands for public relations. And that is it's kind of advertising your product. So each company has to do promotion for their own line. And sometimes our students get involved with that side of things. What other things? Sometimes students get involved with special events. Or even we have a student who manages an art gallery. So they're not always exactly related to fashion. But what they learn here always helps in whatever they do.
But I think to be a famous fashion designer is very difficult.
Yes, only very few. But one of our students was at the Oscars.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that? She graduated last year, and she won a competition to design a dress for one of the presenters, one of the people who holds the Oscars and gives it to the winner. And her dress was on stage a lot. So that was one of our students. And then sometimes we have students who are very good at technical things, and they may become a pattern maker. So they work for many different companies, making the patterns for whatever their sample design is.
What's your favorite class to teach?
Ooh, I have lots of favorites. I like to teach the history of costume design. I like to teach transition to Woodbury. I like to teach costuming for film and television. Yeah, those are my favorites.
Okay. And I saw so many fashion shows from TV. I found some different styles between different countries. What's the biggest difference from fashion design in the US and in the UK?
Well, what's interesting to me is that many of the hot companies in Los Angeles actually send their employees to London to look at the trends, because they say they're a year or two ahead from here. So they go there and take photographs and report back, and all the trend reports come from somewhere else than here. but still for much of the 20th century, California was setting the trends in fashion. So, yeah. So what are the differences? I think there's probably a little less conformity in Europe in general. People are a little bit more individual with their styles, a little bit more out there.
But I have some friends study in England. I saw they took pictures, and I think England style is very normal, more normal than in American. In American, we are so free. Every weekend we can choose to dress. It's my opinion, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe it depends where you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On your side, no matter what's our job for in the future, but we can use our knowledge from our studied knowledge from here, and then put it into our jobs in the future.
Yes, absolutely. I think everything you learn here will be valuable, and you may not see it right away, but after a few years you'll look back and think, oh yes, I was first introduced to that at Woodbury, or I first saw a lecturer come and speak about that at Woodbury, or I never thought I would have a use for learning how to do tech packs or something, but then you need them. So I think it's all valuable. It may not be just right away, but it's all valuable. And perhaps most importantly, learning how to learn. Do you know what I mean? So just knowing where to find information, because you can't know everything here. It's just the beginning. And then you keep learning for years and years and years. But this will train you how to learn, how to... Have you heard of the phrase time management?
No.
Time management is how you effectively use your time to learn and to study and to get things done. And you'll be learning that here. You'll be learning the unusual resources that are in the library, not just books, but special online services. So you'll be learning how to continue your learning once you leave here as well.
And you said you went to China?
I went to China last March, yes.
And do you like it?
I loved it. I loved it. It was very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the most different place I've ever been to.
And I saw it is so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I think this is from India, though. Yeah.
And in China, so many small cities, has this and it's more bigger.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
It's so beautiful.
So, what part of China are you from?
Near Russia.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But my hometown is so cold, but very famous for snow and ice.
So this must be lovely for you.
Now I think it's okay, but
it was cold, wasn't it? Yeah.
In summer it's so hot.
It's so hot in
yes.
summer. Yes, yes, that's true. But then you have to go and swim in the pool here.
Yeah. That's so small.
Or go to the sea.
Okay, that's all my questions for today. I'm very thankful for you. And I think I have already known so much now than before.
Oh, good. When did you come? This semester or last semester?
Last semester.
Yeah, yeah.
I hope I can graduate from this semester.
And tell me about, this is very cute, what you're wearing. Is that from China or is that from here?
Yes, all of clothes from China.
Yeah.
I like China.
I like the clothes there. I like the boutiques there very much.
Yeah. And
yeah.
thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. And